Hi, everyone. I'm your coach, Todd Hughley, and today I want to talk about the figure eight drill or the loop drill. If you're really having a hard time, stop coming over the top. And I'm going to talk about my 21, maybe 28-day program. I haven't decided which one yet, and a little bit about AI. Now, before we get started, please hit the subscribe button, like the videos, comment below, and share. Now, let's get started. So, hands down, the biggest issue I think that I'm going to see year in and year out is definitely the twisties or pin the arms and spin. Um, that's something my friend Andrew Emery and I talk about, and Malaska and I talk about how that really seems to be the dominant swing flaw, if you will, that causes golfers the most grief. And it comes from all kinds of reasons. Instinctively, we want to hit the golf ball hard. So we try to put a lot of effort and swing with the big muscles. When, if we were to learn how to blend everything up and sequence the golf swing out and hit just these little pure shots, just and blend everything together where we make a backswing, hands and arms come down, body starts to spin, and making it easy and kind of have flow to our swing as opposed to a really slow takeaway, then a violent over the top, or a fast takeaway and then another violent over the top. But when we can swing relaxed and take a deep breath and understand what shot shape we're trying to hit. And this year, I'm cutting the ball a little bit more, which I like. I mean, I've always hit a draw, but I do like to work the golf ball both ways. And I do love the way a pretty little cut looks when it goes out there. And it's funny how we all have our internal battles about which shot shape do we love. And it's always which one blends to the best scoring. That's the one. And when I'm striking the golf ball well, whether it's a draw or a fade, it's sixes. But I just do love the way a beautiful little fade works and looks when it's just sailing down the fairway. It's gorgeous. But if you're someone that has a hard time shallowing the club, there's a loop drill or figure eight drill, and I have literature as far back as it goes when it comes to golf, when it came in to study the swing and figure out what is the best way to do this. Some of the stuff's pretty valuable and it's pretty cool, but the figure eight drill was just a basically club goes up, kind of makes a loop or a figure eight, but people would call it the figure eight because you're going back and you're doing this type of deal, or the loop drill up and a loop. But that's kind of an extreme drill, in my opinion, if someone can't stop doing this. I generally try to just get them to take their arms up and feel they just drop the club. That's my go-to drill for that. And then the body goes. That seems to help a lot of players. But if you want to, you can have the loop drill. Now, if you do the figure eight or the loop drill, watch out for the ball going pretty far to the right to start. You have to learn how much that's going to affect your path until you start getting control of the face. And once you do that, then you can kind of get a feeling of like, okay, I understand I'm shallowing the club a little bit better, but I still don't have the face control. But then once you blend the two, then you're really going to have something. And then you can start to develop again what type of shot shape do you want. Do you want to cut it a little bit? Do you want to hit it straight-ish? That's what I like to tell people, straight-ish. Some days it draws, some days it fades. That's a great thing. But if you're able to control your shot shape consistently 80% of the time, you're going to be a pretty darn good player. So to practice the figure eight, get 9 iron, 8 iron, make a few practice swings where you go up, loop it that direction, and it's going to feel really exaggerated. And that's the idea. And getting it up, letting it fall behind you, and a visualization of a figure eight or the loop drill, that's a great way to look at it. Or just feel that when you go up to the top, you just drop your club and then go. And it's interesting to hear Bryson talk about that, and then, you know, Mr. Malaska, and then Mr. Emery. But that thought of letting the club just go up and then down, and once it gets into this area, then you just kind of let the body release, is a really good way to approach the game and develop, again, a downswing that's going to be shallow. But I was asked about the figure eight drill a few times. They've seen other coaches do that particular video, and I don't talk about that one that much, just because you really do bring in the face to path connection, because you're going to go from somebody who's probably going 7 degrees over the top to 7 or 8 degrees to the right, and then you're really going to have to dial in your face control. But think about shot shapes and what you want to hit, and if you're going to develop a draw, if you're going to develop a fade, and then commit to that. Now, when it comes to the 21 or the 28-day program, I put golfers through that, and the results have been pretty incredible. I'm not going to lie, I was very surprised. And golfers can play to a single-digit handicap with L to L as their foundation. They really can play some good golf, again, whether they hit a cut or if they hit a draw. And when I get these golfers and they're 100 shooters, and I put them through these 21-day, and then some were 28-day complete game overhauls, and they're shooting 90, and they're shooting 89, and they're shooting 85, I'm thinking, wow, there really is a lot of merit to that. So I'm real excited to launch that. And I was asked about AI, and it's going to be a very valuable tool. Just like the rest of the technology, it's going to help players and coaches get better. No, it's not going to take the place of coaches. It's going to help us, help you improve on certain things and validate what we're teaching. So that's what I like about it. And I've had a chance to tinker with it, and it was pretty cool. But if you really want that extreme drill up, the figure eight out that direction, or the loop, whatever you want to do, that's going to really get your path changed. You're not going to come over the top. Another one, mine, up, down, and then you just spin. And then think about what shot shape, like this feels like I'm hitting a cut when I'm doing that. And that is a good feel for me. And it's just slightly different. A draw, I feel like I'm going a little bit more over there. A fade feels like my hands are swinging more along my foot line, if you will. And when I start practicing, a lot of times I will open my stance and swing along my foot line to work on path and face. It's a fun little drill I like to do. And that one is on the website as well. And that really helps you with your shot shape. So if you have any questions on this, let me know. Get out there, practice.